Hello and one and all, and welcome back to another video on Joseph Reviews. So we've got past 12 Bond films in this book, the classic area. Now we're on to this book. We've done the movies from Dr. No to For Your Eyes Only, the Bond review series. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And so, guys, we get to a slightly strange spot in Bond history, because my next Bond review is Octopussy, which of course I am doing right now, as you can see there, Octopussy. But Never Say Never Again also came out that year as well. Sean Connery and Roger Moore were going up against each other in 1983. And since I really thought about talking about these movies separately, I didn't really have much to say both about these movies, so I thought, why not combine them together? Octopussy, the 6th Bond film to star Roger Moore in the official series, and the 13th Bond film in the official series, and Never Say Never Again, the unofficial Bond film starring Sean Connery, not produced by Eon Productions. And so, guys, let's start off with Octopussy, which is once again directed by John Glenn, since this is the 80s area. Directed For Your Eyes Only, once again stars Roger Moore, like I said, Maud Adams as Octopussy. And like my other reviews, this will contain some spoilers here. You have been warned. Let's talk about Octopussy first. And as usual, we get the gun barrel sequence with Roger Moore. You know, it has the John Barry music. You know, it doesn't have the For Your Eyes Only dun 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 dun. You know, that was just awesome music. What we had in For Your Eyes Only in my previous review. We're back to just simple John Barry score. It's fantastic still, but it's nice to have a new taste of Bond theme. And then you get this pretty cool opening scene where you sort of get to see Bond on this plane, where you see this horse's butt open for some reason. I'm like, okay. But then you see this missile coming at the plane, and you know, it explodes the building. Yes, I did say, oh, explode, reference to the Queen song, Don't Stop Me Now. Anyways, and after that you get to the title sequences and title song, sorry. All Time High, which, well, it's not really a special Bond thing. I mean, it's the first one not to feature the Bond film name. It's called All Time High. I mean, it's fine, the song. It's nothing really special. But yeah. And after that, you see this clown running around, and you see these two red-black henchmen going after it. You know, the clown tries to get on this bridge. You know, one of them stabs the clown and gets to this location and gets killed off. And then you see this egg rolling over. Not a real egg, but a gold thing that's sort of shaped of an egg. And then it's revealed that it's an agent, 009. Yeah, 009. And of course you see Bond go to India, and you see someone playing this cello. You know, it's kind of cheesy, but still, hey, Bond pays the money. It's when Bond arrives at this Bond location, the main location of Octopussy. I mean, Octopussy is a pretty silly title for a Bond film, but oh well. And then you have the villains, Louis Jordan, who's the main villain, and then the character Dombinda, who's the henchman character, cannot say the actor's name right, but Gombinda, if that's how you say the actual name, you know, who's the henchman who can crush a dice. Yeah, after the little game that the main villain and Bond have. You know, some names I cannot pronounce right, it's just too hard for me, but I mean, this henchman isn't as good as, like, you know, Oddjob or Jaws, or Mr. Hinks in Spectre, but he's a decent enough henchman. I mean, he's very menacing villain, henchman even, sorry. And then we get introduced to Octopussy, the Bond girl of the film, Maud Adams. And in my opinion, she's a lot better here than she was in the Man with the Golden Gun, because she was sort of barely in that. But here she's a lot better. Plus, she suits the Bond girl for Bond, because Roger Moore is looking a lot older looking in the 80s when he's making in his Bond films. I think this Bond girl is the perfect age look, because, you know, it's good to have sort of similar age for a couple. And A View to a Kill, which we'll talk about, which is my next Bond review after this, and Never Say Never Again. Then after that, you get to see some sort of action scenes going on here and there. And, you know, you see this, they have a train sequence going on. You know, there's this Bond going on, you know, they're going to the circus. And, you know, you see one of the henchmen get killed, and so it kills the other one. This is for 009. That's probably a highlight of Octopussy. Yes, nice. It sort of has a mixture of seriousness, but this is more campy, but still. Then after that, you see Bond dress up as a clown and a gorilla. A gorilla first, then a clown, then goes to the circus, and then defuses the bomb, and then they go back to the main location area of Octopussy, and they defeat the baddies, and then that's the film finished. I don't really have much to say about Octopussy, because it's a pretty different kind of Bond film. I mean, there's not really much to say with Octopussy. I mean, Octopussy is a bit of a guilty pleasure Bond film. I mean, it's a dumb, stupid Austin Powers Bond film, because that's what really these Roger Moore Bond films are. They're campy in every way. Some are guilty pleasures, and this Octopussy, right here, Octopussy is that example, a good guilty pleasure Bond film. Some Bond films in this series are guilty pleasures, for what I see. Maud Adams plays a great Bond girl. Chemistry with Roger Moore is great. And yes, Roger Moore is looking a lot older looking as while he's playing Bond. And you get some pretty good action sequences, especially the opening and the train sequence and the final climax. There's not much action going on in this one, but this is a fun enough Bond film. And as how I would rate Octopussy on my overall rating, I would give it, I would probably say a 6 out of 10. I mean, this Bond film kind of gets bashed sometimes, but I don't think it deserves that. I think it's fun. It has problems where there's not really much going on. You know, there's a couple of stupid moments here and there, but I can have a good time with this. I give this a 6 out of 10, a good guilty pleasure Bond film. Now let's talk Never Say Never Again. So, Never Say Never Again, as I said at the beginning of the review, is the unofficial Bond film, not produced by Eon Productions. It stars Sean Connery as Bond, who did Bond films from Doctor No to You Only Live Twice, and then Diamonds Are Forever, and now this. It stars Kim Basher and, believe it or not, Rowan Atkinson, Johnny English and Mr. Bean. The two iconic characters Rowan Atkinson plays. Rowan Atkinson is in this movie, and it's directed by the director of the greatest movie of all time, The Empire Strikes Back, Irvin Kershner. And so, Never Say Never Again is an unofficial Bond film. It doesn't open with a gun barrel sequence. It opens basically with the titles. You just see the 007 logos going over, and then you hear that crap song, Never, Never Say Never Again. Yeah, if you can tell, this isn't really much talking with Never Say Never Again, but I'll talk what I can talk about. You see the pre-title. You see this. It's not really. There's no pre-title sequence with this one, but you see some action going on. But the Never Say Never Again, song is playing around here and there. But it's weird how you would have a Bond theme play around the opening of a Bond film. That just doesn't work at all for Bond at all. It just doesn't really. I mean the action is fine. I mean, there's a motorbike scene which you don't even get in a Bond film, which is pretty much bland. And guys, I'm not going to spoil Never Say Never Again if you've not actually seen it, you know. But the only spoiler I will say is that it opens up with just weird song which I don't really like that much. I'm not going to spoil too much about Never Say Never Again in case if you haven't seen Never Say Never Again. You see Kim Basher, who plays Dynamo in this film. The original Thunderball, Dynamo, in my opinion, was there, but here she's good looking, but she doesn't really much to do here and there. But I think the standout in this movie is easily Fatima Blush. Fatima Blush is really good in the film. She's definitely the standout of the movie. Every scene she's in, she's great. And the Rowan Atkinson scenes. It's good to see him, even though he's not really a big part of the movie. But some of the MI6 characters movies, like the cast isn't very good. I mean, Q's okay, but Edward Fox, just, it's not really saying much with this guy. Like these characters, the MI6 characters, they're just bland. I just don't find anything interesting with these characters at all. And there's a motorbike scene in there. If you've watched the trailer, it's okay, but it's not. It's just kind of bland to look at, because you don't really get motorbike scenes in Bond films. But in Thunderball, the original Thunderball, Fiona Folk has the motorbike in the original Thunderball, but Fatima Blush doesn't in this one. And yeah, the characters, they're just not. There's just nothing really worth talking with Never Say Never Again. And the ending as well, just, it didn't do much for me. You know, just ending Bond with and, you know, 007 logo kind of come over, but I know I'm kind of spoiling it, but I'm not going to spoil too much. I'm only spoiling the ending and opening. What am I doing? Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to spoil the rest of this movie. There's just nothing really much talking about with Never Say Never Again. So overall, guys, Never Say Never Again, I just don't think is very good at all. You know, Sean Connery, it's good to see him back, but he's nowhere near as good as he is in the 60s area. Even Diamonds Are Forever, he's pretty good in that one, even though that's one of the weaker ones in the series. But check out Sean Connery in the older Bond era. He's much better in those 6 movies. But yeah, if you're a huge Bond fan, if you've never seen this, check it out, I guess. But if you don't like unofficial stuff, then don't watch it. Never Say Never Again wouldn't be your kind of thing. On my rating scale, I would give Never Say Never Again a 3 out of 10. Yeah, not a fan. Alrighty guys, that was my combo review on Octopussy and Never Say Never Again. I had to include Never Say Never Again just because after reviewing all the Craig Bond films next year in 2020 in April, and after No Time to Die, which is the next Bond film after Spectre, I would do a surprise review on like Never Say Never Again, but that would just take back to the 80s, go back to the future, go back to Avengers Endgame, do time travel. I had to mention Never Say Never Again now. I just thought, why not include it with Octopussy, since 1983 was pretty much a big year for Bond. Even though these movies aren't the greatest in the series, I just had to include it now. But comment down below, let me know what you think of both of these movies. Do you like them? Where do you rank them with the Sean Connery Bond films? Where do you rank Octopussy with the Roger Moore Bond films? Let me know below in the comments. And next Bond review, we have one more Roger Moore Bond film, and that is A View to a Kill. And we also say goodbye to Sean Connery as Bond for Never Say Never Again. And yes, he does play and yes, he is in the From Russia with Love video game. So guys, all my social media links are in the description below. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. And notify the bell before you leave. And until my next video, I shall see you guys then, and peace.